Hi everyone, welcome to this special segment from Connect. For those of you who are used to seeing David on the YouTube video, my name is Nick. I also work with Connect. I am the Senior Digital Media Associate. So if you are subscribed to the podcast or our newsletters, which I hope you are to both, you've probably seen some of my work before. I do a lot of editing for the podcast. I do some writing for the newsletters and stuff like that. So that's what I do at Connect. But like I said, this is a special video from us. This is to celebrate August recess, which is finally here. And in this video, I'm going to be going to as many receptions as I can using the Connect app and seeing all the free food I can get from those receptions. At the very end of the video, I'm going to rank the food and just share my overall experience at these receptions as well and using the Connect app. So hopefully this is entertaining for all of you. I was not a staffer prior to working at Connect, so I'm going to be a little out of my element at these receptions, but as someone who works at Connect, we're going to see if my networking skills are top notch. So maybe I'll be really like a natural at networking, or maybe I'll just be really awkward and no one will want to talk to me. But the rule I set for myself is I want to meet one new person at each of these receptions. Just one. I want to get to know them, know their story, and tell them about Connect and my little challenge that I'm doing. So hopefully this will be fun for you all to watch. I think I'm going to have a lot of fun going to these receptions. So we're going to see how many receptions I can go to and what kind of food I can get from 3 days at receptions. So come along with me and let's see how it goes. Hello everyone, we are officially at our first reception. We're here at Longworth House Office Building, RSVP'd using the Connect app, of course. This is the Renewable Fuels Association Hill reception, so thank you to them for having us. It's hot out. I'm here with Emily, who is our operations associate at Connect. So let's see how the food is at our very first reception. Let's head in, escape the heat. Hello everyone, we made it to the first reception of my reception week. It's really nice in there. They have a lot of different food options, and look at that spectacular view. Isn't that beautiful? I think this is the House Agriculture Committee room. Like I said, I'm not 100% on my Hill lingo, so maybe I'm wrong. Okay, so here's the spread right now. We have a crab cake slider right here, a mini grilled cheese right here. There's some barbecue meatballs, sushi, which there was a lot of sushi and it looks really good. There's a goat cheese and honey triangle thing. I don't know the right name. And then there's some turkey tenderloin. We are right in the middle of all the action in Capitol Hill. There is a turkey tenderloin wrapped in bacon. So I really don't know how other receptions are going to beat this one, but it's a good start. It's a good start. Let's try some of this. Okay, so the winners and losers of this plate. I'm going to start positive first. So the winners, I think, was the sushi. That was really good. The winners are, sorry, the sushi. And then the turkey tenderloin was also really good, the ones wrapped in bacon. And I also really liked those triangle things I was talking about with the goat cheese and the honey. Those were really sweet. I love goat cheese. It was great. I would say the losers of this plate would be the mini grilled cheese. It was, just not for me really. And then the meatballs. I think maybe the meatballs were supposed to be cold, but I wasn't expecting that. You know, when you think something's going to be hot and it's not, it just kind of throws you off guard. That's what happened there. But definitely the sushi and the triangle honey things are the winners of this plate. Overall, great experience. I also got my whiskey Coke right here, which is my drink of choice. So free-flowing food and drinks. So thank you to the Renewable Fuel Association for a good reception. Hello everyone. I wanted to give a little recap of day one of my reception week. It is really hot out right now. I'm walking home from the reception sweating, so please excuse my appearance. But although I just went to one reception today, it was really good. Overall, great experience. I am not the best networker, I'm coming to find out. I'm a bit awkward and shy, but with all of that said, I did meet my goal of meeting one person at the reception, and it was great. He's been to a Connect event before, so it's not our first time meeting, but I'd phrase it as a reconnection. So I'm happy that I met my goal, and also my overall experience rating of the food was positive. I really liked most of the food that was there. So it was a great first day of my reception week, and I'm very excited about tomorrow. So I will see you all then. I'm signing off. Hello everyone, welcome to day 2 of my reception week. Today, our first reception was pretty special. This was the Hill Nation Summit at the Willard Hotel. This was a great time. Connect was one of the sponsors for this event. We stayed for a few of the speakers, which were all really great. To talk about the food though, main purpose behind this video specifically, it was a great breakfast spread, scrambled eggs, bacon, sausages, fruit platter, coffee, all the fixings. It was great. This is definitely up there with receptions right away. And I'm very excited to see the other receptions that we have for the rest of the week. But thank you so much to The Hill for letting Connect be a sponsor of this great event. And yeah, all right, see you guys later. Hello, good afternoon, everyone. We are at our next reception of the day, and that is the eBay Innovating for Small Business reception. So let's go check it out and see what they have. All right, hello everyone. We were just in there and we grabbed some food, but we stepped out because it was a little noisy, but they had quite the spread in there. And also I just want to note that they had some really good displays up of all these like small businesses and everything. It's really cool, really good design on the displays and all that. So props to eBay, and also thank you for having us, of course. But talking about the food that I nabbed, so there are these, of course, the goat cheese triangle returning character from yesterday. It was so good I had to grab another one, so I got that. There's these teriyaki chicken pot stickers up here, which I have a good feeling about. Some vegetable spring rolls with orange sauce. I think these were prime rib arancinis, I think is the word. Sorry if that's not the right pronunciation. And then these artichoke bites right here. So that sounds good too. I'm excited to try all of this, and I'll let you know what I think. Hello everyone, good afternoon. We are at our next reception of the evening. This will be our last one today, but this is Corn Fest, Cornhole with corn growers. How many more times can I say corn? I'm sure there'll be a lot more opportunities to do that in the reception, but really excited about this one. It's hosted by the National Corn Growers Association. And to recap the last event, good time was had. I really liked the displays that were set up in there. They made really good use of the space, and the food was good. Lots of like handheld sort of hors d'oeuvres. Sorry, there's a lot happening. We're at Eastern Market right now. That's where this next reception is. And yeah, so the food was really good. The vegetable spring roll was good. Artichoke and Borzen bite, I don't know. I think my favorite out of all of these, I think the goat cheese and honey triangle thingy, that would actually beat all of them out still. That was really good. It's like a sweet little treat, palate cleanser. It's nice. Okay, we're gonna head into this reception and I will update you guys what I get. All right, hello everyone. We just got out of the Cornhole with Corn Growers corn reception. We had a really good time in there. It was very lively. They had live music. They had these beautiful string lights, this balloon arch. It is like a party in there. It was really good. And I have to say, as of now, this will be the reception to beat. Because not only was it a great atmosphere, just a very jovial atmosphere, it was also great food. And I'll run by some of that now. I had some Texas corn pudding. I had a street corn salad. There were mini corn dogs, double pork cornbread crisps, and then honey jalapeno cornbread muffins, as well as corn decorated sugar cookies. They also had elote corn, which I think is how you say it. Sorry if that pronunciation is not right. There was all sorts of different things, and of course there were the bars. It was great in there, and I love the attention to branding. Corn, corn, corn. Like I said, everything was corn. So if I had $1 for every time I said corn today, yeah, that'd be good. I have to say the winner from this event for me is an odd choice, but the sugar cookie was really good. I love a sugar cookie like that. It's like it has a crisp icing on it. It's really cute decorations too. But also the street corn salad was great. It had like a spicy little kick at the end. So like I said, this will be the one to beat, but we still have a full day of receptions tomorrow. And when I say full, I mean full. I have 3 things planned, so we'll see. So have a good night, everyone. Oh, I also met my goal. I talked to some new people. I'll talk about that later, but it was great. So I will see you all tomorrow. It's a great reception day. All right, have a good night. Hello and good morning, everyone. Welcome to day 3, the final day of my reception week. I've had a great time so far. Lots of fun, lots of free food, lots of meeting new people. Speaking of that, yesterday I did meet my goal and I met new people at both of the events that I went to. Actually, yeah, all of the events that I went to, which was great. So hello to those people. Quentin, thank you for the bar recommendations. It was great seeing you. So thank you to everyone that said hi. Today we have another action-packed day. It is the final day after all. I'm currently heading to the Not a Latte panel and pesticide discussion. That is also hosted by the National Corn Growers Association. So I'm really doubling up on them this week, but I'm excited to get some coffee there and to learn about pesticides. And then we are going behind the scenes for lunch. Lunch, we're having a Team Connect lunch. So you'll get to meet some of the Connect team. You'll get to see what we have for lunch. And we are powering up for lunch because we have an event tonight, the Pints Policy and Future of AI Happy Hour at the Distilled Spirits Council private bar. So I'm really excited about that event, and you guys will get to come along and see everything that goes behind putting on a Connect event for our final reception of Reception Week. So let's get the day started. Hello, everybody. I just got out of the Not a Latte panel discussion hosted by the National Corn Growers Association. And I have to say, that was really nice. What a nice way to start my day. They had some fruits, they had bagels, they had hot and iced coffee. They had like flavors to put in it and everything, which was really cool. But most importantly, the best food there was the food for thought. Yes, it was very informative. Yeah, it was great. And I got to see friend of Connect, Sadie Knight. That was really nice. So it's great to see Sadie. If you want to know more about Sadie, shameless plug here. If you want to know more about Sadie or her work at the National Corn Growers Association, there's a Capital Spotlight podcast episode where you can do that. So check that out if you want to get to know her more. But yeah, I'm excited for what comes next today. And I will see you all then. Hello, everyone. We are back with our midday reception, quote unquote. But this is more of a behind the scenes look, day in Connect right now. This is event day for us. Like I said earlier today, we have our Pints Policy and Future of AI event happening tonight. We're gearing up for that. Part of our tradition at Connect, whenever there's a big event like that, we always like to fuel up beforehand. So we got kava today. My go-to kava order is the chicken and rice bowl. And I don't make really any modifications. I just give me the bowl, you know? I don't want to complicate things at all. So I just got that bowl. You can see the office is a bit of a mess right now. These are all of our pint glasses that we're going to be giving out to people that attend the event. So that's all these boxes right here. Behind you can kind of see our podcast set. So we're going to fuel up for the event, and I will check back in with you guys there. Hello, everyone. Here we are at the event. So exciting. The Policy, Pints, and Future of AI Happy Hour. It's a smashing success. Lots of people in there having a good time, learning about AI and everything. And there's also some really good Italian snacks in there. I tried the meatball sandwich, and I'm currently holding right here the mortadella and mozzarella sandwich, which has Romani mortadella, buffalo mozzarella, pistachio, and black pepper. Very excited to try this. But the event is great. Thank you for everyone who came. Thank you to the App Association for sponsoring the event, and La Colina for catering the food here. It is really great. I'm going to take a bite right now. We'll see how it is. Wow. Wasn't expecting it to be so crunchy. Okay, that's really good. Lots of flavor. Sorry, I'm messy right now. Lots of flavor. The meatball sandwich also had a lot of flavor. We also have our artichoke sandwich, I believe. Yes, marinated artichoke, which a lot of people are enjoying as well. So great success. Thank you to everyone that came. And I will do a recap pretty soon of my entire reception week. Thank you for coming on this journey with me. All right, everyone, here we are at the end of reception week. I had such a fun time going to these receptions, trying all these different foods, meeting some new people, walking around DC in the heat, all of that stuff. I had a great time. Thank you all for joining me, but we're not done. I wanted to do a little overview of my week, talk about all the places that I went to, all the food I tried, and then do my final rankings and remarks. So here it is. So I want to start off with day one. So I went to one reception on that day, which was the Renewable Fuels Association Hill reception. Just to recap some of the things that I tried there, I had a crab cake slider, barbecue meatballs, sushi, the goat cheese and honey phyllo triangle, turkey tenderloin wrapped in bacon. Some other things were hot honey chicken, pot stickers, all that good stuff. But the winner of this reception for me was definitely the sushi. I was not expecting there to be sushi here, and that was a really nice treat, and it was really good. It had that like cream sauce on it. It was just spectacular. This was a great reception, and also the room it was in, the House Agricultural Committee room, was beautiful and had a great view of the Capitol building, which I got to go back to this room again for another reception, which was really cool. But overall, this was a great event. I had a really nice time, and it was a great way to start the week. Moving on to day two, to recap what I did that day, I started the day very bright and early with the Hill Nation Summit, which was at the Willard Hotel. Some of the things I had there, they had a great breakfast spread, the scrambled eggs, bacon, sausages, a fruit platter, potatoes, croissants, coffee, and a lot more that I did not even have. So this one right away was just kind of elevated to the top for me, especially as a breakfast food fan. Breakfast food is like my favorite genre cuisine of food. So I was really happy at this one, and all of the food here was top notch, really good. The fruit all tasted fresh. It was great. And the scrambled eggs were actually amazing. That was like one of the things I remember most from the entire reception week were the scrambled eggs at this event. And then later that day, we had two receptions in the afternoon. The first one was the eBay small business reception, which was in the Cannon Caucus Room. And that one was really cool. The food, I would say, was average at this one, but the atmosphere was great. It was a very lively atmosphere, lots of people there wanting to talk, and also the displays that eBay had set up to emphasize all of the small businesses and to showcase them. They were really cool and really well designed. And for me, from like a marketing and events perspective, I was like, this is great ideas for events here. So that one was really cool to go to. And then straight from there, I went to the third reception of the day, which was the Cornhole with Corn Growers in Eastern Market, and that was hosted by the National Corn Growers Association. And this one is another one that is going to be really tough to beat. Everything at this event was just top-notch. I mean, cornhole, what's not to love? But then corn, everything else was corn. It was great. They had all sorts of corn-themed foods. There was Texas corn pudding, street corn salad, mini corn dogs, double-cooked corn crisps, honey jalapeno cornbread muffins, and then, of course, the corn-shaped sugar cookies, which were my personal favorite, and that's probably my winner from this event, next to the street corn salad, which was great. It tasted very fresh, and it had this like jalapeno, like there was a bit of a kick to it too, which I really liked. But obviously, this event had the most unique array of foods, and it was on theme. It was tied to the event and everything. So I really appreciated. I feel like if I did even more receptions, even more days, I would get tired pretty quickly if I was just eating like standard reception fare. But all of this stuff was really unique. So it kind of gave me a second wind in reception week, and it's very refreshing, really cool stuff here. And I'd even have all of the food. And I also want to talk about the atmosphere at this event. It was just radiant. It was buzzing. They had live music. They had a popcorn bar, which I didn't even go to. There were string lights everywhere, balloon arches, and then a bunch of cornhole sets outside. Really a lot of fun. And I could not wait for the next corn growers event. I didn't have to wait too long, actually, because the next event I went to on day 3, the first event was Not a Latte panel and pesticide discussion, which was another event from National Corn Growers Association. So they went back to back. I don't know how they pulled it off, but they had an event one night, and then the very next morning they had another event. But this one was very informative. They had breakfast foods there. And of course, since the name of the event was Not a Latte, there were a lot of fixins for coffee at the event. They had hot and iced coffee, and they had all these different syrups you could put in it, which I really like that they took the extra step there. And again, paying attention to like the branding and the theme of the event and everything. I really liked that. There were bagels and cream cheese. There was a fruit platter, all this different stuff. And that one was great as well. Also very informative. So that's always good too. And then later that day, it was Connect. We had our team lunch. I took you guys behind the scenes, and you got to know what my kava order is if you care about that. Now you know. And you just got to see like a little glimpse of what we do before an event happens. And then I took you guys to the event. It was the Pints Policy and Future of AI Happy Hour at Discus's private bar. And it was a lot of fun. If you're watching this and you came, thank you for coming. I had a great time. And the food there was provided by La Collina, which is an Italian place by the hill that has lunch specials. And they set us up with some of their food items, little handheld sandwiches. There was a meatball sandwich, and then a mortadella and mozzarella sandwich as well, which was delicious, even though it was really crunchy. Now, at the very beginning of this week, as you remember, I set a goal to meet and talk to at least one person at every single one of these receptions because I was a little nervy. I was a little nervy about going to the receptions and putting myself out there in a social setting. So I made this goal for myself just to make sure I was out there connecting with people, and I'm happy to report that not only did I meet my goal, I exceeded them. So I would like to thank anyone that I met at these events for coming up and talking to me. A lot of people knew I was with Connect. A lot of people had been to a Connect event before, which was really cool. So it was really nice meeting everyone at these events, and I'm really looking forward to going to more events and meeting some more people. Getting into the main event, the awards, the rankings, everything. So I decided to break this up into different categories to make it fun and exciting. But the 3 categories I have is atmosphere, best atmosphere, most informative, best food, and then best overall. So there's going to be 4 categories. So getting right into that, what event had the best atmosphere out of all of them? This was a tough one. There were lots of great atmospheres that I went to, but I have to say that the winner for me is the Cornhole with Corn Growers event that I went to on Wednesday night. That one, it just had an electric atmosphere. There was live music. There were the string lights. The attention to detail with the decorations was just top notch. I loved the venue in Eastern Market. It was so pretty. I really enjoyed this event, and like I said, it was hard to beat. Next, what event was the most informative? Where did I learn a bunch of new things? Also a tough one because all of these kind of had like educational undertones, of course. But the winner for me is the Hill Nation Summit. That one was really cool to see these really high-profile people in DC, not even DC, the nation, come together and talk about all of these different hot-button issues. Was really informative, and it was really cool to see these people up on stage being interviewed. And also the interviewers were really great as well, asking questions and really digging deep with these people. Okay, one of the bigger categories, what event had the best food? This one was the hardest to choose from because I didn't have any truly bad food during reception week. I just had kind of like favorites here and there. So it was really hard because I had a lot of good food. All of these events were great, by the way. But I have to choose the Cornhole with Corn Growers event. The food at this event was just unique. It was so on theme, on brand. And like I said, it just was really refreshing, like all of these different types of food and everything. And it was all corn themed, which I just loved it. It was cool. And it was just cool to see like all the different ways that they came up with to serve just corn items. I really liked this event. The food was great. And I definitely went back for seconds at this event and grabbed an extra cookie. It was good. I also want to shout out the Hill Nation Summit in this category as well. Like I said, I'm a sucker for breakfast food. So this was just top-notch breakfast food. I was really close to picking the Hill Nation Summit as the best food for the week. It was just like by a hair, I think, that I didn't. But the food at this one was just so good. Like I said, this was a great way to start my day. Okay. And this is the big category. And I should have mentioned this earlier, but I need to note that I'm not including the Connect event in any of these categories just because I would obviously be biased. So not considering the Connect event for any of these, the best overall event. So this is considering all elements of the event. This, like I said, was a really hard one as well. Lots of great events this week. But I have to go with the Cornhole with Corn Growers. I just feel like it was top notch in every category. It was great. It was a really fun event. It had a really vibrant atmosphere. Anytime there's live music somewhere, and they sang Fleetwood Mac, so that was some bonus points for me too. It was great, and I love Cornhole. How could you not like it? It was a great event. Thank you to all of these organizations that had receptions this week, that had me at the receptions. These were all great, fun events, and I'm really happy I got to go to all of them. I just want to name some of those organizations really quick. The Renewable Fuels Association, eBay, the Hill and News Nation, National Corn Growers Association twice, and then the App Association for the Connect event. These were all stellar events. Thank you for putting them on or helping to put them on. I had a great time this week, and it was really fun to put myself out there in an environment that I wasn't super familiar with. We work close to the Hill at Connect, but we're not on the Hill all the time, going to receptions every day. And this was really different for me, I've never been a staffer. So it was really different for me to go to these receptions and see what they're like. It definitely felt like I was living the life of a staffer for a few days, or few receptions, I guess. So this was a really cool experience, and I'm really glad I got to do this. And thank you for coming along with me. It was a lot of fun, and you might just see me at some more receptions coming up, and ask me how I like the food if you see me. If you would like to go to a ton of receptions every week, you can download the Connect app, and we have an events page that we update very frequently with all the receptions happening off and on the Hill. We even update it with some weekend events happening in DC. Or you can go to the web platform at our website, and you can make an account there and also see all of these events happening, just like the ones I went to. So if you are not already on the events page with Connect, definitely do that. I highly recommend doing that. And one final special thank you that I would like to put out there. Thank you to the operations associate at Connect, Emily, for going to all of these receptions with me, for recording and watching me eat all this food. It definitely made it a lot easier having a buddy to go to these receptions with. And I don't know how I would have recorded anything holding food and a drink and my phone. So Thank you so much for being there and helping me out. Again, thank you for watching. I had a lot of fun doing this, and let me know if we should do it again. Put it in the comments. And I will see you guys at the next reception. Bye.